A listing presentation is a big piece of our business. Sometimes it's overused and sometimes it's not necessary, but most of the time you've got to have it living in your head because you show up how your listing presentation has been outlined by you, either on purpose or by accident. 8 points that you need to have in your listing presentation. This is what I've created and compiled over 22 years of being in the business, 12 years of running LabCoat Agents. So thanks to some of you, we've added some really good points on this. And obviously now just opened up my national brokerage, Y Realty. Let's get into this one. Here are the 8 points you need to have in a listing presentation. You can take any of these out. I want you to pay attention to number 6 because that's the one that's changed the most just over the last few years. Number 1, you need an introduction and agent profile. People need to know who you are. Now, whether you put this at the beginning or towards the middle or at the end, I don't care. I have this as page number 1. I've got the cover page, my background, about our team, if you've got a team, and about your company. Now, if you're a newer agent, you probably want to put your company first because you don't have a large presence. But if you've been here for a while, you may want to minimize the company. It doesn't really become an important piece unless people say, hey, that company is important to me. Number 2, social proof. And this is where you would add your client reviews, your Google reviews, your Zillow reviews. And I know some of you have these really beautiful written letters as reviews as well. So whatever you want to add there, that's the social proof. I also add social proof as far as, and you can add it here or on number 6, but like your socials. What if people said on your socials just in general, in comments, like, I love working with you, Tristan, in the comments? That's something to add and look for. A little different, right? Number 3, selling process. What to expect. Sometimes we skip this. Hey, Mr., Mrs. Seller, this is what you need to expect. Number 1, phase 1, establishing price, preparing the home, listing it for sale, showing all the details up to receiving the offer, right? Phase 2, then let's choose an offer. What does that look like? Going under contract. What are the details? You see, we'll get into marketing, Mrs. Seller, but these pieces are really important to understand because it really lays the groundwork for what to expect when you're working with me. And number 4, this is where it starts getting into the normal details that you would hear. And I don't know that I really hear a lot of the selling process, which is number 3. Sometimes it's skimmed through. Sometimes people are like, let's just go over it really fast or not even. Because people want to get into the pricing and they want to get into the marketing, which is all important. But don't skip number 3. Number 4, client discovery. This is about your home. Sometimes we jump right into this one. Sometimes when they greet us at the door, they're like, hey, you want to go take a look at the home, right? So wherever you want to put this one, but it's client discovery. This is where we talk about the home. I have here a questionnaire regarding reasons for selling, favorite features, dislikes, neighborhood amenities, potential challenges, and then a little bit about you, questionnaire regarding moving timeline, not questionnaire about you as the agent, but questionnaire about the seller, contact preferences, availability, and specific concerns for stressors. Sometimes this one is split into 2. One time when you're walking through the home, you can ask the other questionnaire, which is, hey, why are you selling? Oh, I love this room. Oh, what are the favorite features of this room? You go through it right on the spot. But just depends on you. This is important. Number 4. Number 5, market analysis and pricing. This is the most important one to most people. In fact, most people try to rush you to get to this one. So if you want to put this towards the top, it may be best for the type of client that you're going to work with. Now, I usually send my whole listing presentation ahead of time. This is the only piece I leave out because I want to go through this and I want it to be fully understood before the seller sees any type of pricing. Now, I usually have 1 or 2 sentences when it comes to this one, the market analysis and pricing. And I usually say something along the lines of, Mrs. Seller, I know you're interviewing me because you want to know what I think about your home, the price and the condition it's in, what we think it'll finally sell for. And we can get pretty close to it based on all of the comparables that I took a look at and I researched. And I've got the number here, but before I get to that number, and I'll show it to you, what do you think your home is valued at? And I do that because for many years, I kept hearing when I would say, so what do you think your home is worth? And I didn't explain it. I would hear something like, and you already know if you've been in this business for a while, they'll be like, well, that's why I hired you. Oh, you tell me that's why you're here. I just preface it with that. So knowing that ahead of time, you're going to probably be much better if you are going to do that and ask that question. You do that. So here's what I go. I go over active competition, usually 3 currently active homes, recent home sales, 3 recently sold comparables, your opinion of the value, my opinion, and pricing of the home, explanation of pricing strategy, too high, competitive, and all that. But here's the thing that I've done in the past, not a lot, depending on who I'm talking to. And you may want to test this out. I don't know that I've ever heard anybody do this, but when I bring it up, people are like, oh. So when you come to the market analysis, I ask the seller if they're willing to come with me to the 3 active comparables, their competition. I say, Mrs. Seller, Mr. Seller, if you decide to hire me, or even if you don't, if you want to do it beforehand, we can take a look at these 3 homes that are your competition so you can go in it and get a feel so that you understand what the buyers are looking at. And they're going to be comparing it to yours. I'd love to walk you through those, like if you're a buyer, just so you can see and feel that comparison. And I've very rarely been taken up on that, but the times that I have, it's made a massive difference on pricing. So if you can do that, if you feel comfortable doing that, I would highly suggest it. Number 7, marketing and value proposition. This is the one that I said pay attention to because it's changed over time. So there's always something new being added to this one, right? Whether it's meta ads, Google PPC, SEO, AEO. Now, how do we get found on ChatGPT and Gemini, right? Well, I want you to still have the traditional things on pictures, if that's what you do, home staging, virtual tours, professional cleaning, moving services, vendor referrals, all that good stuff. What I want you to think about is, if you do this, like my friend Nick Baldwin, YouTube strategy. What does that look like? Mention that this is what you do and how you showcase it. Or if it's not YouTube, mention a specific social platform that you do. What is it? Is it Instagram? Is it TikTok? Is it Facebook? In certain cases, I bring up LabCoat Agents, or I bring up my Instagram reach or my YouTube reach or whatever it is. And then I bring up my blog and how we do our best to make sure that this property will be found through any AI search. And we explain the search visibility on that, Google Business Profile, and then your marketing strategy and how, if you have one, how that sets you apart from everything else. So go through that, make sure that it's clear to you. But one thing that I have been getting more questions on, and that's why I put it on here, is, hey, how are we going to get found on ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude? Think about that one. Number 7. That was 6. This is 7. Home preparation, interior preparation. So checklist for cleaning, decluttering, repairs, staging, steam cleaning, all of that. And then exterior preparation, just like it sounds, nothing crazy. Checklist for curb appeal, landscaping, pressure washing, cleaning of the gutters. We do have a checklist for this that we give them out. And this is what we suggest, right? When you want to get the best price for your home, right? You saw the other 3. 2 of them look great. One of them's kind of iffy, right? Here's what I suggest. All right. Number 8, closing and resources. Service resources, contact list for recommended vendors, landscapers, cleaners, painters, all that good stuff. Next steps, closing questions to confirm the partnership. Do you think I'd be a good agent for the job? Or when can we get started? Or what questions do you have before we move forward? Stuff like that, right? And then notes. That's it. Just take a look at your notes, see if you missed anything, or maybe they have notes that they want to go over with you. Regardless, these are the 8 steps that we have. Obviously, you may have 9, 10, 11. If you want to add anything, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you have, and I'd love to hear what you thought overall of this simplified process, making sure that you have a more complete listing presentation. Have an awesome day.